the awakening of Israel. We out here for our people, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You are the Israelites according to the Bible. We out here to tell you and talk to you, give you the education and knowledge that you need. Though you might think, I've been here this long, I ain't used it, I don't know it, it's not important to me, that's wrong. And what they say, what's the saying, what you don't know won't hurt you, it will hurt you. It's been hurting our people for the longest.
That's right.
So that's why we out here. If it wasn't important, you think these brothers would be out here on the corner talking and teaching to our people?
Bring it out.
If it wasn't important. So we ain't getting nothing out the deal. But we feel it's important to come out and talk to our people, one way or another, whether they want to listen or not. We gonna give the warning. We gonna give you the knowledge and the education that you need, whether you want to hear it or not. So today, I'm gonna bring out some on different topics, talking to our sisters, to our women. You know, have you ever considered what the Most High God has said to you? What does He have written in the book about you? Do you know? Have you ever read it? Has anybody told you anything about what the Most High God declares of you, what He thinks of you, what He created you to be? What is your purpose? Do we consider these things? Do we want to know, or do we just want to continue to walk to and fro in the earth, trying to do what we've been programmed to do? Follow lies.
Right.
Follow deceit. Vain deceit. First off, let's give me Deuteronomy 7:6. See, every woman wants to be or follows that dream or that Cinderella story, wanting to be chosen by that Prince Charming, wanting that man to come and sweep him off his feet, give him that life that they so desire. But you gotta start at the beginning. You gotta understand who your Creator is and what He thinks of you. Let's get that. Deuteronomy 7:6.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art a holy people.
Thou art a holy people. Holy means separate and not the same as everybody else. So stop trying to live the lifestyle of everybody else that you see walking around on this planet. You're not the same. You know you different. You know you better. The Most High God said what?
For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee.
He chose you. You didn't choose Him. It's not the other way around. He chose you, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You are God's chosen people. He chose you above everybody to be holy, separate, different. Go ahead.
Has chosen thee to be a special people unto Himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So when you read that, that ought to give you a different mindset on how you should be looking at life.
That's right.
You should not continue following and being lied to by what you see on TV.
That's right.
Nothing but lies. Created to do what? Lure you to sleep. Keep you sleep. Keep you dumbed down where you don't know who you are, what you're supposed to be doing. You got to take advantage of these things. You know? You got to know that the Most High created all things, but He chose you to be special. The same way that husband would choose you amongst all the women, all the women across the world, across the planet. He chose you. When that man finds you. Because your man is supposed to find you. Your husband is supposed to. Or your relationship just keep falling out of place. That's the reason for that, because you don't know your role. You don't know what you're supposed to be doing or looking for. So your relationships continue to fold, continue to fall. And your mind is depressed, wondering what the hell am I supposed to be doing? But you got to start at the beginning. So let's get there. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13:3.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13 and verse 3. Will do beauty if they being delighted took them to be God. Let them know how much better the Lord of them is. For the first beauty, for the first author of beauty have created.
So the Most High God is letting you know He is the author of beauty. The way He created it to be, that's beautiful. But what do we do here in Babylon the Great? We want to scratch off what He says and run with what you are plagued with you're provoked to sin, what you're programmed to see, see on TV and in magazines. Most High God said the way He created it is the way it should be. That is the author of beauty right to be. Now let's get Sirach 36 and 26.
Sirach chapter 36 and verse 22. The beauty of a woman cheereth the countenance, and a man loveth nothing better.
The Lord is telling you, women, your beauty is something great. And a man desires nothing more than to see a beautiful woman. What man throughout history ain't went through or jumped through all type of hoops and loops just to see or to have a beautiful woman by his side? Right. So your beauty is important. You need to understand that. Don't be trying to basically follow the ways of the heathen or the oppressor by following their standards of beauty.
Right.
We just read to you that the author of beauty created you to be that way. The way that he created you. Get verse 24.
Verse 24. Sirach chapter 36 and verse 24. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a helpmeet unto himself, a pillar of rest.
You see that? A wife is created to be a pillar of rest, a helpmate. So for these so-called, let me get Proverbs 18:22. Read that again for me.
Sirach chapter 36 and verse 24. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, and a helpmeet like unto himself, and a pillar of rest.
So not only did the Most High God create the woman to be beautiful, but he created her to be a helpmate, a pillar of rest. So if you're not being a pillar of rest with a man that you're trying to be with, don't expect him to be your husband. Don't expect that man to get down on that one knee that you so desire. If you're the type that just running your mouth, that man is not getting ready to get down on one knee. If you're not the type that's producing good works, he's not going to get down on his knees to do that.
Bring it out.
If you following the ways of the heathen, guess what? That man is not going to get down on his knees to give you what you want. Because what you want is a dream that's been sold to you. But he's telling you, you're supposed to be a pillar of rest, a helpmate. Why is that? A man is supposed to be able to go to work and work hard for his family to come home to a house of rest, a house of peace. Not go to work, go to war. Leave the house, go into war, and come home and have to go to war. Think about these things. World War III. You know? But from there, let's get that Proverbs 18:22.
Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 22. Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing, and obtaineth favor of the Lord.
Read that one more time.
Verse 22. Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing, and obtaineth favor of the Lord.
So women, don't think you guys gifted to the earth. Understand that if a man findeth a wife, you got to understand that first. That the man is supposed to find you. You're not supposed to be out there looking for a good man. The man is supposed to find you. How is he going to find you? By you performing the good work, the righteous work. Conducting yourself as a woman as royalty, as a queen. That's how a man's going to find you. First, doing what you're supposed to be doing. Not what you want to do, not what the world tells you to do, but what you're supposed to be doing. You know? But what am I saying? What did the scripture say? A man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. And he has found favor with the Lord. So women, are you that blessing? You should be thinking of yourself as a righteous prize given from the Lord. When the man finds you and decides he want a wife, he wants you to carry his last name. He want to build a family with you. You should consider yourself to be a gift from God. Not that you're a God, but a gift. And that that man has obtained favor with the Lord because he found a good wife. Not what you see on TV. Just you want to link up and get married so you can have a title for status purposes. You want to get married because Tom, Dick, and Harry got married. Or Jessica and Becky got married. You want to get married because what you see in your neighborhood or in your circle of friends, not knowing your role, not knowing what you're supposed to be doing. You just want to do it for the hell of it. So then when you get married and it fails, what's the reason? Ask yourself these things. You got that for me?
Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 2. What, my son? Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies.
Read that again.
Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies.
A virtuous woman. Who can find one? The Most High said a virtuous woman is hard to find, just like a ruby. When the last time anybody seen a ruby?
Right.
So it's that hard just to find a virtuous woman. But the Most High is comparing you to a ruby. A virtuous woman. What's a virtuous woman? A woman that's keeping God's law, statutes, and commandments. Who knows who she is and what she's supposed to be doing.
That's right.
A keeper of the house. A woman who loves her husband. Who dresses modestly. Who does not run her mouth but learn in silence. Produces great works. That's a virtuous woman. And if you want to learn anything about a virtuous woman, you can read Proverbs 31 all the way out. Or from 10 on out. Proverbs 31:10 all the way out. It'll teach you women, give you some guidance and some understanding as to how you should conduct yourself. How you should be living your life day in and day out. What you should be learning and what you should be teaching. The Bible said, a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing.
That's right.
She is as precious as rubies. Think about that. So you women that's out here just thinking you can do whatever you want to and follow the trends that you see on Facebook, social media, on the TV. You got 5-inch nails. You got 5-inch eyelashes. Your hair dragging on the ground. You know that ain't you. Especially if you got multi-colors in it. What the hell is you doing? That is not rough. You know? Think about the things that you do besides just following the trend. Everybody got red hair, everybody got green hair, blue hair. How are you unique if everybody's to be unique, you be creative. Right? Where you're natural.
Bring it out.
Ain't man studying that shit you put on your head.
That's right.
Think about these things. So stop following behind these women that ain't doing so. Because ain't none of them married. Ain't none of them succeeding in life. All they doing is run around leading you into the pit of hell. Where you're angry. You're upset at your own people all day.
Right.
You can't trust, you can't work with your own people all day. Got that?
Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband does safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil.
You need to be a virtuous woman. A woman, a pillar of rest, a rare breed. A man can trust you. Be a pillar of rest. You know? You gotta think about these things. Let's get there in Sirach.
The book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 1. Blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be double. Verse 2. A virtuous woman rejoices her husband and shall fulfill the years of his life in peace. Verse 3. A good wife is a good portion which shall be given into the portion of them that fear the Lord.
That's a real woman for you. You know? Read, jump down to 13 and 16. 13 and read that to 16.
Verse 13. The grace of a wife delighteth her husband, and her discretion will fan his bones. Verse 14.
That right there, that's that good loving. When you see a man, he was skinny as hell. Once he get with that woman, she showing him love, now he blowing up. That's good eating right there. That's what that is. That's loving.
Verse 14. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord.
What type of woman?
A silent and loving woman is
A silent. You got to understand that right there. Silent. Nobody wants to hear you yakking.
Right.
You can yak with your girl. You can yak with your girl. Nobody wants to hear all that bickering and arguing.
Bring it out.
You know? The Lord talk about that too. We'll get to that later. Read that again though.
verse 14. The silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord.
Is a gift of the Lord. Making reference to that again, women. Go ahead.
And there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. Verse 15. A shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace, and her content mind cannot be valued.
A double grace. And her content can't be valued. That's what we need, women.
That's right.
Read Proverbs 21:19. This is what the Lord say about those who keep running their mouth, who angry at the world, angry at all men.
Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 19. Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 19. It is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and angry woman.
It is better to dwell in the wilderness.
All praises to the Most High.
It is better to dwell in the wilderness. The wilderness. No need of building, no TV, no signal for your cell phone, nowhere to eat. It is better for a man to dwell in the wilderness than to deal with a contentious, angry woman. Consider your ways, women. You got to consider your ways. It says, Proverbs 21:19, that it is better for a man to dwell in the wilderness than to deal with a contentious, angry woman.
That's right.
I didn't make this up. This is written in the scripture.
That's right.
So what does that mean? Check your ways. Check your spirit. Man don't want to deal with somebody running their mouth all the time. That ain't what you created to do. You are created to be a helpmate, to be a pillar of rest. You're supposed to help that man succeed in life. When he succeeds, you succeed. The better off he is, the better off you are. And do it in silence. It's not hard. But when you start bumping your gums and running your mouth, that's when you create issues and chaos in the household. Even in your job. Even in your your circle of friends. Same thing. Israelite dress code for men and women. But we talking to the women right now, so this is part of your dress code. Let me get there, Deuteronomy 22:5.
Deuteronomy chapter 22 and verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
The Lord is speaking to the woman right here. In the beginning of the book. Deuteronomy 22:5. Read that again.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
The word pertain means belong to.
That's right.
So it's saying the woman is not supposed to wear that which belong to the man. Pertain to. Keep going.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God.
So it said, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. What is a woman's garment? A dress, skirt, heel, things of that nature. So if it's telling the woman in the first part of the scripture, saying she should not wear that which belongs to a man or pertain to a man, what are we talking about? Talking about them pants that you're wearing, those so-called tights or leggings that you wear.
That's right.
You're not supposed to be wearing those. Not modest, not how God designed you to be. He gave us a dress code. And in order to be a virtuous woman, you got to adhere to the law, statutes, and commandments. You got to adhere to God's dress code. Cannot follow behind Babylon the Great, following their code of living. They're going to tell you the complete opposite of everything that's in this Bible. The complete opposite. And you know it. And for those who don't want to come out of the pants, just hard-headed as hell, and he's going to get yours.
That's right.
Before now, you didn't know that you couldn't wear it, but now you do know. And the way to find that out is to go to Deuteronomy 22:5. It'll explain it to you. It says when you dressing out of order, that's an abomination to the Most High God. For a man to be standing and walking around in a dress or a skirt, that's an abomination. It's out of order.
That's right.
So what do you think it is when the woman doing it? It's out of order. But America will teach you the other way. Babylon the Great will tell you that you can do what you want to do. That ain't what the Bible says. And they're going to get their result in the end. Let's get the other part of the dress code for the men and women.
Numbers chapter 15, verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel.
To who?
To the children of Israel.
So-called blacks and Spanish and Native Indians, you are the Israelites. So read that again.
Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the border of their garment throughout their generation.
Throughout your generation. You're still generating as a people, so you're still supposed to be wearing your fringes. That's part of our dress code. That's part of our heritage, our way of living.
Bring it up.
We are not the same. The Most High chose us to be holy, meaning separate, different. He gave us a different way of dressing. We take the enemy's way of dressing today and try to change it up to be our own. Why don't we just come back to who we're supposed to be and how we're supposed to be dressing? He gave it to us. He wrote it down in the book for us, but we reject his knowledge.
That's right.
We reject the truth of the Bible, and we want to carry on with the ways of America, Babylon the Great. But we don't realize that the Bible speaks against Babylon the Great. It speaks against the Bible. America. It speaks against it. But the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you are God's chosen people, the Israelites of the Bible.
That's right.
A fairy tale. They didn't just disappear. It wasn't just the people that was in the book. They didn't just fall into the other kingdom. No, they were scattered due to their disobedience.
That's right.
But we need to come back and start dressing accordingly. We are royalty. Read that again.
Numbers chapter 15 and verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the border of their garments throughout their generation, and that they put upon the fringe of the border a ribbon of blue.
See these brothers up here? They got fringes at the borders of their garments with a ribbon of blue. That ribbon of blue represents what? Royalty. Royalty. A difference in dressing, not the same. You stand out. Show them your fringes. This is what fringes is. Ribbon of blue. You don't have to be gold. They got plenty of different colors, different flavors and gauges. But they gotta have that ribbon of blue upon it. Finish it up.
And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it, and remember all the commandments of the Lord, and do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart, which ye used, and your own eyes, after which ye used to go a-whoring.
So the purpose of wearing the fringe is to remind you to keep and do all of God's commandments. Simple, not hard. That was given to his people, the Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You are supposed to be wearing fringes on your garments, on the borders of your garments, men and women. It's not a trick. It's not a hard commandment to follow. But since you were stripped of your heritage, your way of living, basically, when you were scattered abroad in slavery, you don't know that. You don't know that. So in order to be a virtuous woman, you got to understand you have a dress code. You have a way of being, a way of talking, and dealing as a people. So that's just one of the things. Let's get 1 Timothy chapter 2 and 9. Titus 2 and 3. Because we're talking to the women today, trying to give them some understanding as to who they are and what they're supposed to be doing. You know? It's a dress code, it's a way you should be. If you want to find and have a man, I mean not find a man, but if you want to be found by that man, you want to be married.
Titus chapter 2 and verse 3. The aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becoming holiness, not false accusers.
So this is to the aged woman. The woman is already married. or the grandmothers, or just the older women, period. You're supposed to be becoming of holiness, becoming separate, a teacher of good things. What else?
Not false accusing.
Not false accusing. Not sitting around gossiping, running around in your circles, blaspheming and lying and false witness against your fellow brother. You're not supposed to be doing that. As an older woman, you're supposed to be teaching women not to do that. Keep reading.
Not giving too much wine. Teach.
Much wine. Not to be given much wine. You're not supposed to be a drunk woman. We see that in Israel a lot. Older women, all they want to do is get high and drunk. We blame that on the men, but you got to come out of those ways. The aged woman is supposed to be different, separate, setting the tone, setting the example to the younger women coming up. But these days you don't see that. It's very rare, just like that Ruby we were talking about earlier.
Teachers of good things.
Supposed to be teachers of good things. What type of good things we talking about? Keeping your house clean, how to cook, how to do your own hair, how to shut your mouth and listen, how to do your part, know your role.
Bring it out.
These are the things our older women are supposed to be teaching the younger generation.
That's right.
As we can see in Israel, that's lacking. These women don't want to do their own hair. They'd rather go glue something in their hair rather than comb their own hair.
Bring it out.
Rather than cook a meal, they'll order on, what is it? DoorDash. Waiter. Food Hub. What else? Grub Hub. Rather than cook, they'd rather order. They don't know how. The aged woman is not teaching. They don't have a husband because they're not taught how to deal with a man, how to deal with a woman.
Right.
The aged woman is supposed to be teaching this thing. Read that scripture again.
The aged, Titus chapter 2 and verse 3. The aged woman, likewise, that they be in behavior as becoming holiness, not false accusers, not giving too much wine, teachers of good things, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children.
You see that? Simple. It's not a hard commandment. But our women don't do that, nor are they being taught that. Why? The older generation are failing the communities, the nation. So is the man, but we're talking about the woman right now. The woman is not teaching the younger generation of women to come up how to conduct herself, how to love her husband, how to cook, how to clean. Instead, all they doing is teaching them how to watch TV and how to run their mouth, how to put weave and wigs on their head,
Right.
how to wear
Titus chapter 2 and verse 4. That they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children.
be sober. That's key. The majority of our women today, all they doing is getting high, popping pills, getting drunk. You can't tell them nothing. They always high. They can't stay focused. They bugging out. Can't sleep. They gotta take a pill to go to sleep.
Right.
Take a pill to stay up. Take a pill to lose weight. Take a pill to gain weight.
Bring it out.
All they do is pop pills, and the mother is right behind them, teaching them to hate themselves.
Right.
The damn sure ain't telling them to get married, because they weren't married. How can somebody that wasn't married teach you to get married? That don't make sense.
Bring it out.
But that's what you see in society today.
Right.
Women don't want to get married. And if they do, they got a hidden agenda in Israel. Hidden agenda. Unless they in the truth. The truth gonna give you the direction as to what you're supposed to be doing.
That's right.
We finish that up?
To be discreet.
Discreet. Meaning, everybody should know what the hell you're doing or what you're talking about. Today in Israel, though, the so-called black woman and Latino woman, what they want to do, have a phone conversation, talk to somebody on the phone and let everybody on the street know what they talking about. Why? Want to be seen. Discreet. Keep going.
Chase. To be discreet. Chase. Keepers at home.
Keepers at what?
Keepers at home. In the club. Keepers at home.
On the street corner.
Keepers at home.
Supposed to be keepers at home. The women supposed to be keepers at home. That ain't what you see today, though. Keep going.
Good. Obedient to their own husband.
Ooh. You ain't gonna see that in Israel.
That's right.
Read that one more time.
Good. Obedient to their own husband.
I ain't gotta listen to him.
Good. Obedient to their own husband.
I can do bad by myself.
Obedient to their own husband.
He ain't my daddy.
Obedient to their own husband.
They don't even teach you to get married. And as soon as you do get married, you don't want to be obedient. The Most High said you're supposed to be good and obedient to your husband, your own husband. Keep going.
That the word of God be not blasphemed.
It don't get no simpler than that. Simple rule. What woman really wants to be running around, running about? What woman does not want to cook and provide for her family in the household? What woman don't want to do that? That's what you all imagine and fantasize about as a child till you grown, wanting to have that Cinderella story. You want the man to pop the question in front of everybody so you can feel special. You want to walk down that aisle with that wedding gown, with that veil over your face. You want to live that American dream, so to speak. Once you get that, then what? You don't know how to conduct yourself, so 6 months later it's over with. The Bible gives you clear-cut instructions on how to conduct yourself, women, if you want a successful marriage. If you want that man to get on that knee in the first place to marry you. For a man to even find you, you got to conduct yourself in a certain manner. You got to dress a certain type of way. It's not running around with showing your hips and your curves. Read that.
Women adorn themselves in modest apparel with shamefacedness.
Modest apparel. Instead of adorn yourself, meaning put on, wear modest. What does the word modest mean? Not attracting sexual attention. These women pants though, I ain't attracting nothing. Yes, every pair of woman pants is tight. Don't matter if you got the body for it or not. The pants are designed to be worn tight. So what do you do when you do that? You advertise your whole body. All your shapes, curves, hips, you're advertising. So when the man sees you, all he want to do is eat. He see you as a piece of meat, and he just ready to eat. Eat that rib. And when he done eating, what he do with it? Throw that bone away. And you wonder why you get treated like trash. After he done eating, that bone is considered trash. He gonna eat and throw it away, throw it over his shoulder. And you wonder why your feelings hurt, why he don't call no more.
And then when you throw that bone away, the rest of the insects, they come to eat up that bone.
Exactly.
It dissolves, you know what I'm saying? Then it goes back to the earth.
Read on that.
In like manner also, the women adorn themselves in modest apparel with shamefacedness as a broidery, not with braided hair or gold or pearls or costly array.
So what is it saying right there? Don't adorn yourself where you thinking that all you about is your braid, your gold, your outside appearance. That ain't what a man looking for. Yeah, that's attractive in the beginning. You got to be attractive, but he's looking for more than that. The Most High is looking for more than that. You know, man ain't just looking for the outward appearance. He's looking for the inward, just like the Most High is looking for the inward thought of man. You want to see what you're really about.